My boyfriend taxed me for making money through content and stole from me right in front of my face. Now he is freaking out because he cannot live without me. I recently started selling/content. Me and my boyfriend go to a government-funded trade school full-time, and we are not allowed to leave campus to get actual jobs. I start college on top of this school in January, and I need to pay for it somehow. I told my boyfriend I started selling because that's just common decency and courtesy when we're in a relationship. I told him I was already quite successful as well and had a few customers on me. He asked what he would get out of it, to which I laughed and replied, "What? You want to tax it?" I gave him my phone to look through my content and conversations with customers to make him feel more secure. We laughed at some weird messages I got, and then he turned and started talking about a different app on my phone he went to. When I got my phone back, I saw that he sent himself $35. That was 2 days ago. Last night, we did the same thing. Laugh at weird DMs on my phone, and my boyfriend blocked people who crossed our boundaries. Then he suddenly turned so I couldn't see the phone and started talking about a game the people next to us were playing. This morning, I woke up and saw that he sent himself more money. I was pissed. I have already told him that selling content makes me feel ashamed and guilty. On top of that, my used to steal money from me when I was younger and is already also asking for money because of my new form of income. And I have had an ex in the past who used me for money and a few who have used me for my body. As you can imagine, my boyfriend stealing money from me that was made by me making/content/ does not feel great. He asked me this morning to buy a soda for him, and I said no. Then I asked when I was going to get my money back. He started going what money until I pulled my phone out to show him the transactions that I did not make. He said he already owed people money, and he put me on a payment plan to get it back to me. This means he already spent it on God knows what the money I made. That could have gone towards college. As I said, I have had an ex in the past who used me for my money. I gave him so many chances, and I do not want to make the mistake again and get stuck in another crappy 4-year relationship with a guy who uses and drains me. But I'm also worried that breaking up over this is harsh and selfish. Maybe he really isn't a bad person and deserves another chance. I don't know what to do. Do I give it a chance or end things now and not wait to see if they get worse? Update. We talked a few days ago, and he agreed he'd pay me back today, which is our payday. He originally said he'd pay me half, and then approached me later in the day and said it'd make more sense to pay me in full because he'd be able. So we agreed he'd pay me in full today. So when I woke up, I requested my money. He said he was unable to pay it because we didn't agree on today. According to him, we agreed on next payday, 2 weeks from now. I know for a fact that's wrong. I told him that it seems like I'm not a priority to him and how bold it was to steal from me. Right in front of me. Knowing how I made that money and how guilty it already makes me feel, I told him it seems like he feels entitled to what I make, and then I broke up with him. He freaked out and started saying he can't live without me. Started calling himself names, berating himself, and then he said that he'll drop all his boundaries and I can do whatever I want as long as I stay with him. That all made me very uncomfortable. I have never had a problem with his boundaries or respecting them. This sudden attitude change from him makes me feel weird and anxious. I told him that I talked to him when I got back. I'm currently off center celebrating my birthday, and I'll be back Sunday. Then we can talk face to face. But I told him that while I'm off, I'm not dealing with bullshit that stresses me out, and he can wait. He ended up paying me back by selling some of his stuff, but I still firmly want to break up with him.